and Germany have just played out a three goal each side draw, 6 goal draw in total. It finished 3-3. The first half, it was a frustrating start to the game for England. As per, it just looked like another performance which was like, oh, this is what we're coming to expect from England now. But after about 20-25 minutes in, they sort of sparked into life a little bit and started creating a few chances. Don't get me wrong, Germany were nothing special either. They had three shots all game and three shots on target all game and scored from all three. So they weren't creating loads, if we're being completely honest. But England, they were the better side in all fairness, as much as a lot of people are going to, criticise the performance again a little bit. But it was a much better performance from England, and the best in this competition. Out of all 6 games tonight was England's best performance. They did go 2-0 down. It was a silly foul to give away from Maguire. He needed to angle himself better against Jamal Musiala, because Musiala's a very skillful player. And Maguire, you've got to be ready to turn whichever way Musiala's going to go. Musiala just goes slightly to the left of him and Maguire sticks out a leg, and that's almost like asking, do you want a penalty? The referee didn't give it initially somehow, but he did on the VAR check, and Gundogan dispatched it. I thought Nick Pope, he had a poor game as well as Maguire. For some reason, he didn't dive at all for the penalty, really. And Gundogan could have put it another metre away from the corner and he still would have scored. Pope didn't go for it at all for some reason. And I think Pope's probably harmed his chances quite a bit of being England's backup to Jordan Pickford from now on. I think Aaron Ramsdale might be the one who gets the nod if Pickford is ever right again. And the second goal just came from, again, Maguire with the ball in the opposition's half, loses it way too easily, needed to release the ball but didn't, and Germany got on the counter-attack and it results in Kai Havertz scoring. Don't get me wrong, it was a brilliant strike, but both of Havertz's goals were really well taken. But England, in all fairness, even though they had another slowish start to the second half, they did come back and they did go 3-2 up. It was really impressive. The first goal, it just came from Jude Bellingham being one of the first players in the second half for England. Because in the first half, it wasn't too bad towards the end of the half, but Bellingham was the one player who just thought, right, I'm going to get my head up here and spray it out wide to Reece James. Reece James whips across in, a bit of fortune in it going past all of the players and falling to Luke Shaw at the back post, but he manages to squeeze it through to Stegen's legs. So, yeah, Jude Bellingham was integral in tonight's game and probably deserved the man of the match award. It was probably between him, Kai Havertz for his 2 goals, and Musiala also had a pretty good game, so I think he deserves a shout as well. But the substitutions from Southgate we need to talk about, because Southgate's a manager who often gets criticised for many things, like his selection, his style of play, his tactics, and one of the things I've seen a lot of is his substitutions. So when he gets them right, I think we do need to give him some credit. And tonight he got them absolutely bang on, bringing on Bukayo Saka and Mason Mount. Now, a lot of people are going to say, oh, well, why didn't he just start them in the first place? Well, he brought them on in the exact time in the game when they would have been perfect to come on because of what was happening. Luke Shaw had just scored and England were getting a bit of momentum again. So if you bring on 2 players who are slightly more... I'm not going to, disrespect Raheem Sterling at all here, but I think it's fair to say Mason Mount, operating on the left-hand side, is probably a slightly technically better footballer than Raheem Sterling, although Sterling can just can be just as effective when he is playing. It's just like at that time Mason Mount was more needed as Germany had started to retreat a little bit. And Bukayo Saka, he was absolutely super picking up the ball for the second goal, playing it through to his fellow substitute and Mason Mount. It was a brilliant finish to whip it into the near corner. But when you're doing that, you have to get it absolutely spot on, because goalkeepers are going to look to cover their near post more than anything. And the third goal came from the penalty, and it was a definite penalty. I was surprised it was given, though. I'm not surprised it was given, but I was surprised it was checked by VAR because of how long the play had gone on since the referee initially played on from the foul by Schlotterbeck. But yeah, it was just a shocking tackle, studs up on the ankle. On another day with a harsher referee, I think a red card might have even been considered. In my eyes, that's a bit harsh, but yeah. And ter Stegen doing his antics on the line to pick Kane off, to me that was ridiculous. You do that sort of thing against someone you think you can knock the confidence of. Harry Kane's not a player you want to be dancing on the line with, because he'll just make you look silly like he did. He'll whack it top corner. Harry Kane's taken hundreds of penalties in his career. That sort of thing, it works against players who aren't used to, taking penalties, or are a player who's low on confidence or something like that. And that's not what Harry Kane is. So yeah, I didn't really understand that from ter Stegen, to be honest. But yeah, Kai Havertz got the equaliser about 5 minutes later for Germany, and it finished 3-3. But it was an absolutely superb second half from a neutral point of view. I thought this game, before the game, was just going to be, a 1-0 either way, and a game that quickly gets forgotten about because of the circumstances. Germany had to either finish, I think second place was possible, but they were never going to finish first, so they were never going to go to the semi-finals. And England are already relegated. So yeah, it was a lot better than I expected the game to be. Just thinking of good performers. Jude Bellingham was obviously England's standout performer for the entire game. I think that's definitely fair to say. I thought Phil Foden and Raheem Sterling in the first half, some of their passing and link-up play just really wasn't there, which cost England at times. They were getting into the right positions, but either the way to pass wasn't correct, or one was making a run that was, already being covered by a German defender. But yes, I think it's a performance that England should, definitely take something from, in that in the second half, if you make the attacking substitutes at the right time, it will work in bringing Mason Mount and Bukayo Saka on, because often we see it with Southgate, he can be too negative. But hopefully he realises now that, the only way England are going to, score goals is by being positive, because I'm not a massive fan of three at the back, but if we're going to stick with it, you've got to at least be brave enough to make bold decisions if it's not working. And Southgate did that tonight, which I'm a fan of. But yeah, I don't think Harry Maguire should be in the starting 11, because effectively 2 of the goals tonight, the first 2, were down to him more than anything. So Southgate needs to look at bringing in Fikayo Tomori, or maybe if he doesn't bring in Tomori because of the lack of experience and there's no warm-up games for the World Cup now, just bring someone in who can do a job at centre-back. I know there's not really many experienced centre-backs around the England team at international level now, but you just can't play Maguire at the moment. He's not good enough, and he makes too many mistakes. End of. But yeah, really good game. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.